Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HARAKAH, QADASH. I want to give double honors to the elders apostles and the elder bishops with great millstone. Shalom, to we reference to as the hopeful elect. My name is Lamadia, and the name of this video is going to be entitled Woe to the Bloody City. Now, that title is from the book of Nahum, the 3rd chapter, 3 and 1. And today is July 4th, and it marks the official 250 year of America being in power. So what I want to play is Donald Trump, his speech, and what he had to say. So just bear with me. Give me a second.
And abuses in history by the worst people. The American founding represents the best ideas and traditions in history by the best people like you. You can be loyal to Karl Marx, or you can be loyal to America. You can be a communist, or you can be a patriot. You cannot be both. As for those who peddle Marxist lies about our heritage, tell our children that we live on stolen land or that our heroes were oppressors, they're doing something much worse than slandering our past. They are slandering and attacking our future. Not gonna. Or that our heroes were oppressors, they're doing something much worse than slandering our past. They are slandering and attacking our future. You cannot be both. As for those who peddle Marxist lies about our heritage, tell our children that we live on stolen land or that our heroes were.
And that's something we teach, that America is stolen land, because it was stolen from the so-called Indians, was this title Indians, a title Esau placed upon the tribes after he conquered them from North, Central, and South America.
Oppressors, they're doing something much worse than slandering our past. They are slandering and attacking our future. Not going to let that.
So, in other words, the truth is attacking their future. So don't be surprised when, they start labeling us as terrorists, only because we teach the truth.
That happened. They're trying to tear down the great American character, to destroy the people who declared independence, who crossed the Delaware, who settled the West and conquered the skies. You know who those people are. But we will never let that happen. Our American ancestors did not shed their blood at Concord and Trenton, Gettysburg and Shiloh, Midway and Normandy, just so that a band of thieves, radicals, and lunatics could come in and loot, pillage our nation. Our heroes died to win, build, and country ever in the world.
And keep in mind, you keep saying the word build.
So on the eve of this 200, who crossed the Delaware, who settled the West and conquered the skies. You know who those people are. But we will never let that happen. Our American ancestors did not shed their blood at Concord and Trenton, Gettysburg and Shiloh, Midway and Normandy, just so that a band of thieves, radicals, and lunatics could come in and loot, pillage our nation. Our heroes died to win, build, and to save, and to build truly a great country, the greatest country ever in the world.
So, since he keeps saying build, let's go to Nahum. because you got people that think America's the kingdom of heaven, and it's not. So go to Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. You know what? One of the greatest lies is Christopher Columbus discovered America. Now, to discover something, that means he will have to have been the first one here. Whereas you had the tribes already here, the northern tribes already here, and he robbed them, put them in slavery, tortured them, show no mercy, and then he had Judah and Benjamin, or the southern tribes, and hardcore slavery. That's how America was built. That's how America became a wealthy nation through the torture, the torment of the tribes. So it says it's all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Who's the prey? We are the tribes, because we still here. But the way we're gonna depart is when Yahweh shall return and deliver his elect of Israel. Let me go to Habakkuk. The point is at 12, but let me start at 6. No, start at 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Now, whose soul is lifted up? Esau. But the just shall live by his faith. Now, the just is the Israelites, in this case, the elect. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Now, his wine is his ideas, his philosophies. He is a proud man, neither keep it at home. Meaning, Esau is always looking to expand. Matter of fact, it has something called manifest destiny. And even as of right now, they trying to expand to Canada, the Middle East. And that says, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Hell means the grave. Because there's always people dying. And there's always going to be people being put under the ground. So who enlarges his desire as hell, and that is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. Shall not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him? Because this truth is taunting him, and he doesn't like it, because what this truth does is it dismantle their foundation of lies. It dismantle this image of how Esau had established everything, and the way he received everything was through ill-gotten gain. Now it says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long unto him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Now, the word in the Hebrew is the word abatya, which translates to depth. And that's when a empire falls into depth, that sounds of decay of a fallen empire. Now it says, should they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou should be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled you many nations, and all the remnant of the people should spoil you thee. Because the Lord's going to raise up the other nations to shoot missiles over here. and because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city. And you see that? And for the violence of the land of the city, because everything was gone by violence, and all that dwelt therein. And he wanted to do the same thing with Iran, but it backfired. It ain't work out as he thought it will, as he thought it would, as he did with was it Venezuela? Verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of thy timber shall answer it. And that's America falling apart. Verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. Because Trump, he was mentioning about building, and how America was built, who he called the founding fathers. They built America through blood and established a city by iniquity. And guess what? We in July 4th now, but just last month, June, that's known as Pride Month. And they have the Pride Day parade. That's wickedness. And you read in 2 Peter 2, it speaks about the reason why the Most High destroyed ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. And it was for that purpose of homosexuality or sexual immorality. And the Lord said he set it up as an example. So I want to go back and play a little bit more, and then I want to go to another clip. Because this place is done.
In Shiloh, Midway in Normandy, just so that a band of thieves, radicals, and lunatics could come in and loot, pillage our nation. Our heroes died to win, build, and to save, and to build truly a great country, the greatest country ever in the world. So on the eve of this 250th anniversary of American heritage, we resolve and swear for all to hear that the citizens of the United States of America will vanquish communism quickly. Don't let them take too much of your time.
Now let's go to this next video. Now, this is something that the Elder Pastor brings up all the time. The 250-year lifespans of an empire. So I want to go to this video.
Most empires don't fall in a single moment. They drift, they slip. One generation is at the center of the world. A few generations later, someone else is. One man tried to find a pattern. Sir John Glubb, born in Preston, England in 1897, wounded in the First World War. A German shell shattered his jaw at age 20. He spent 36 years in the Middle East. The Bedouin called him Abu Hunayk, father of the little jaw. He commanded the Arab Legion. He retired to a quiet village in East Sussex. In 1976, near the end of his life, Glubb wrote a short essay, 26 pages, published by Blackwood and Sons in Edinburgh. He called it The Fate of Empires and the Search for Survival. It tried to answer a question almost no one was asking. How long does an empire actually last? Glubb looked at every great power in recorded history. The Assyrians, the Persians, Alexander's empire, the Roman Republic, the Byzantines, the Arabs, the Spanish. the Ottomans, the British. He measured each one beginning to end. And something strange. The pattern emerges. Most of these empires lasted roughly the same amount of time. 250 years, give or take a generation. Different cultures, different centuries, different fates, but the lifespan kept coming back to the same number. This year, the United States turns 250 years old. Glubb's claim sounds impossible at first. How could empires that existed thousands of years apart, different climates, different technologies, different cultures, all last about the same length of time? But look at the data. Spain. Their dominant period runs from roughly 1500, the decade after Columbus reaches the Americas, to about 1750, when their treasure fleets stopped covering their debts, from silver mines in Peru to bankruptcy in Madrid. 250 years. The Netherlands. Their golden age begins in 1602, with the founding of the Dutch East India Company, the world's first multinational corporation, the first company in history to sell shares to the public. It ends at the Congress of Vienna in 1815. 213 years. Romanov Russia. Peter the Great takes the throne in 1682 and drags Russia into the modern world. The dynasty ends in 1917, when the last Tsar and his family are taken to a basement in Yekaterinburg. 235 years. Britain. Their imperial dominance begins around 1700, when they overtake the Dutch as Europe's leading naval power. It ends quietly around 1950, when the empire can no longer afford itself. 250 years, 4 different countries, 4 different centuries, 4 completely different reasons for their rise. Silver, trade, autocracy, industry. And all 4 lasted roughly the same amount of time. Glubb's number wasn't a guess, it was a measurement. And he wasn't the first person to notice the pattern. The 14th century historian Ibn Khaldun, writing in 1377, had described something very similar, the rise and fall of dynasties every few generations. But Glubb was the first person to put a number on it. We'll call it the 250-year lifespan. Glubb saw the pattern.
And today is the 250 year of America being in power.
Named it. But he was honest about something. He didn't fully know why. Why 250 years? Why not 300? Why not 80? The simplest answer is the one Glubb settled on. It comes down to generations. A human generation is about 40 years, and almost every empire lasts about 6 of them. The first generation are pioneers. They're hungry. They came from somewhere harder. They build the empire because they have nothing to lose and everything to prove. The second generation are conquerors.
Now the answer is because the Most High, the Most High is the one that giveth nations power, that have them reign and bring them down. Let me go to Job. And you can watch the rest of that video yourself. So this is Job 20. Let me go up a little bit. Start at 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short? Now the triumphant is different empires: Egypt, Rome, Greece, the Neo-Assyrian Empire, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, the Assyrians, so on and so forth. All these empires came and he went, because that was these empire was not the kingdom of heaven. Now the empire that's going to rule forever is the is the rulership of Yahawashi, and the elect of Israel is with Yahawashi. So it says that the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. So this is only a moment. Now it says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reached unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. And that's Esau. Like, this is gonna be, when Esau goes down, this is gonna be like some just bad nightmare that we're gonna wake up out of. Let me see something. I want to go to Isaiah. I'm just gonna go to the point. This is Isaiah 47:6. I was wroth with my people, I had polluted my inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Now, we was insubordinate to the Most High. When I say we, talking about the nation of Israel, and the Most High allowed the nations to bring us down. Now Esau took it overboard, and it says, "And thou didst show no mercy." And now the Most High set us up to be servant to, but Esau, he abused his power. He abused his authority. And it says, "Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke, and thou said, I should be a lady forever." And you heard Trump, he spoke about the things that is against the tales of what they tell about their founding fathers and how America is built. Pretty much as a threat, because they don't see America going down. And it says, "And thou sayest, I should be a lady forever. So thou did not lay these things to thine heart. Neither did thou remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that say in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection." And what should come upon America in one day is the nuclear destruction. "For the multitude of thy sorceries and of thy great abundance on thy enchantments." That's the witchcraft. Because when you go back to 1776, that's when the Bahamian Illuminati was founded, and it was based off witchcraft, and all the presidents was all Masons. So the Mossad, he's getting ready to bring this place down, and we just gotta pray that the Lord speed things up even more faster, and also pray that the Lord have mercy on us, that we be found on His good grace and found worthy. So I'm gonna end it with that, and I'm gonna say, "Call Lion Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HARAKAH QADASH." Till next time, Shalom.